Today we're installing the Garmin Force Kraken on my 20-foot Alumaweld fishing boat. This boat will mainly be used in larger rivers, some lakes, and nearshore ocean. So I had to consider a few factors when purchasing this motor. Ended up going with the 75-inch Garmin. When I called the dealerships on these, they like to put the 63s on these boats. Now, there is a chart that Garmin has where you can measure from the bow line down to the water line, and I actually fell more in the 75-inch range. So the issue that I did not want to have to struggle with was wave height in the ocean when we're trying to troll, and if I have too short of a shaft, then it's going to come out of the water and we're going to lose momentum. So we wanted to avoid that, so we went with the 75. Now, if you want to watch this, stay tuned. Okay, I got the anchor mount removed. Okay, so just roughing it in. We can obviously kind of shimmy this around a little bit. Gonna miss that post. C-channel right down the center line that I'll have to figure out with mounting. I want to put a plate under the bow and maybe a plate on top. I'm cutting some 1/4-inch plating that I'm going to install below the Kraken and sandwich the bow of the boat to try to add some stiffness and some stability and support to that bow, just to ensure that during heavy waves it's going to remain strong. Just gonna fit and test everything and get my marks down to see exactly where I need this motor to go. Takes a little finagling, kind of setting the motor on, shifting it, making sure that the head will fit perfectly. Due to the fact that I did get the larger size, I want to just really check before I drill. This motor requires a minimum of 4 bolts in order to install it effectively and correctly. I ended up using 6. Just adding some silicone to the bottom of the plate to keep it watertight. And this is just the fit testing, continuing on as I drill holes. I like to drill one at a time and then check, and then drill another one and then check. Using these little nylon washers here to help prevent galvanic corrosion on the bow of the boat. Anytime you have stainless and aluminum mixing, you want to do things like this to help prevent it. You could also use silicone in this scenario.
Okay, go ahead. Hold it. Hold it.
This would be a good part for you to have a partner if you're doing this yourself to help kind of hold it so you can tighten those bolts down. As you can see, I used 1/4-inch plates below and also drilled through that C-channel in order to secure that motor nice and tight. So as per the manual, depending on the run of electrical wire that you need to do to extend this cable, you're going to need to use their chart to determine what gauge of wire you need. I had to use 6-gauge wire in order to extend my cable several more feet. Right here, when you drill that hole, you want to watch that foot release and make sure that wire is out of the way of the foot release so that you're not smashing that wire every time you step down on it. When it comes to marine wire that's touching bare aluminum, I like to run plastic split loom around it and then also tape around that to add an extra layer protection around the exterior sheath of that wiring. This really helps to protect the wiring from over time from rubbing and degrading, and you're just going to get longer life out of it. When connecting wire gauge this large, I recommend butt connectors, solder, as well as multiple layers of shrink wrap in order to create a strong watertight bond. So I'm going to shrink wrap this after I crimp it, then I'm going to tape that.
And then I'm going to shrink wrap the entire thing again and tape over that. After I'm done taping the outside of the larger shrink wrap, I'm going to add the split loom across the whole thing and tape over that just to give it even more protection than it already has. The idea here is to prevent any drips that may sneak into the split loom to just drip off instead of run down the wiring.
Opening up this battery, and you got the post studs right here. Pull this out. There it is. Light time. Big battery, big. Fully self-contained. Lithium. I went ahead and searched Bluetooth for the battery. We found it. We're going to connect. Okay, check details. It's at 48%. Perfect. 48 amp hours available. Perfect. Temperatures, firmware versions. So we can control everything from the battery here. We can monitor it when it's charging, all that. So perfect. It's on standby. Awesome. That'll be really nice. You can just hop on your phone, check the voltage of the battery when you're out there. I'm just charging it up in the garage. I've got it set up on the charger. Charging fans going. Got them connected. Now it does say you want to put these little caps on, and if they melt, then you need to contact customer support. So they're like a little insurance. It says it's charging, and it's giving me an estimated time. So 2 hours till fully charged. 22 amps are going in. One thing a buddy of mine said to check is make sure that your cable, your extension cable is thick enough, and he had one, a smaller one, and it was getting really hot. So just kind of keep an eye on that. I am mounting my battery under here. I've already drilled a hole back there, and here's the charger down in this little hatch. I'm mounting this to the sidewall, and what I'm gonna do is keep this latch closed because it's watertight. Keep that closed. Then when I need to charge it, I'll just pull the cable out, hook it up, and charge the battery that way. But that way this is tucked out of sight, out of mind. I'm gonna route this wires up here, attach them to the battery, clean all that up, and then I'll bring the trolling motor cables around, hook them up, and this should look pretty good.
I'm adding a strap here just to hold that battery down. This is rubber matting that you use in your kitchen to put under your dishes, and I wanted to place it under the battery so that the battery wasn't going to be shifting around at all. I cut that piece of wood in order to protect the wiring from the battery from shifting and smashing into it.
It's mounted. I got it strapped down. I've got the brackets on both sides.
I got this breaker on Amazon. I'll put a link below if you're interested. I'm installing the breaker behind here so that it's out of the area where any water can get to it, even though it is waterproof. And there's the final location of the breaker and the wiring finished.
Right here. Okay, that's in. Do 12 foot-pounds, and we're just going to remote. We're going to power it up for the first time, and down in here I want to show you where I've got the breaker. I have it off right now. So what that's gonna do is it acts as a switch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip that switch up. Bam, now the motor has power to it. And let's go through here. Come up to the motor. Okay, it's on standby. Let's hit this power button. Okay. Power button, it's
powering up. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn the remote on. Remote's going to power up. Not connected. Okay, just connected. What you're going to do, if you want to update the software, you're going to hit this button, the menu button, there. We're going to go down to settings. We're going to go right to trolling motor. Over here, Wi-Fi. You're going to set up your Wi-Fi. You're going to review whatever the name is the name of mine, but yours will be different. Okay, and then you're going to set up a password. From there, your Garmin Captain app. And at that point, what you can do is hit your marine devices. All right, now I'm going to click here. Okay, I get the Force Kraken here, but if you wanted to, you'd go here. Right here, it'd say vessel up to date, but you can check it and download any updates that you need. And then it will automatically, when you come back in here, it'll automatically update both your Kraken and your remote. And you just have to set it here. It takes about 5 minutes. And then you'll restart the Kraken and it's good to go at that point.
This is a custom support that I came up with. It's just all thread stainless steel with stainless steel hardware and one of those little shovel holders that you mount on the side of your wall in the garage. I wanted to do something custom because when I bought a actual manufactured one, it was a little too long, since I'm kind of doing this a little differently than standard. The main purpose here is to prevent it from smashing into anything as we're going down the road or over large waves. It's rock solid and it's not going anywhere, but we'll see how it holds up over the year.
And hopefully you learned something. And if you want to tackle this project yourself, give me a like, comment, anything like that if you've done this yourself or you see something I could have done better.